Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to create a short video. We're going to record what is needed to integrate SAP Business AI, SAP Business One, and SAP Build Process Automation. I have an agenda. We're going to try to make a short video, record it, then translate it, and make it available for other people in different languages. Let's quickly put it over here in the presentation. And let me just put it here. Here we go. Here I'll display the presentation that tells us what today's agenda is. There it is. Let's make a change here where it says change. There it is. The idea is to see in the agenda what I need to enable SAP Business AI or SAP Business AI. I need the Launchpad and I need the ACORE, which are two services within Business Technology Platform. Next, what do I need to enable SAP Business One? Access to the service layer, preferably available through port 50,000, and to have a digital certificate enabled. It says, what do I need to enable SAP Build Process Automation? And lastly, how to integrate SAP Business AI with SAP Business One and SAP Build Process Automation. This is the agenda we want to cover today. To make this a short video that can be translated and viewed by everyone working on SAP Business One projects and wishing to integrate these technologies. Obviously, each of these technologies has costs, but the goal of this video is not to delve into the details of those costs. However, I can mention how much it costs us as professionals or partners to conduct these tests. Okay? So, let's begin. The first thing we need to mention here is that in order to use or achieve this integration, we need, as it says there, SAP Business AI. However, SAP Business AI is not a service per se, but the name of the suite. So to be clear, what we need is SAP AI Launchpad, this service here. And we can use it on the free plan. We can use it on the free plan, even as partners, or if you have a BTP Pay as you go account. Pay as you go allows you to use the free tier as well. So we can perfectly use this service in the free tier of SAP AI Launchpad. This service is very important for us to be able to carry out our little integration project. So, look, I need SAP Business AI Launchpad. It can be, as I was saying, the free tier. But well, as mentioned in the agenda, we will also need SAP Business AI. And SAP Business AI, we will see it here below. Excuse me, SAP Business AI Core. We will see it down here as an instance, and we will have the credentials we need to use this extended service. This one does indeed need to be on the extended plan. This plan is not free. It is not in the free tier. However, it is quite economical for testing. If you are a partner, the cost is 0.5 euros. And if not, then for testing purposes, the cost is per capacity unit. The cost is 1.4 euros per capacity unit. These are commercial matters. I want to take this opportunity to make a disclaimer. These prices and this explanation are not official SAP. This is based on my experience, so we cannot attribute this as official SAP content. Rather, like many collaborators in the SAP ecosystem and community, we test and share what we know with others. So, we continue. We then need SAP AI Launchpad, which can be on the free tier, and we also need SAP AI Core. But here, the extended plan is necessary. Anyway, I will show you how much it has cost me. How much I estimate I will end up paying for the month if I keep using it at the level I'm using it now. Alright? So once we have that, obviously here, we then need to perform the integration. Normally, this integration is done using the service key. In this case, the credentials from this file here, I download it, and obviously, what I'm going to do next is import it. Here, I could say that I'm going to add, in this case, a resource group, and then it will connect with this service, meaning this service that is essentially a front end. This is the Launchpad, which is a graphical interface that allows me to work with the different SAP business services. AI, but the integration between this and that is done using the credentials found here in this file, where it says 1.5. I need to download it and import it here, and then I will have the foundational models available for implementations. The next step is to implement where I specify which models I will use. Here, I will use the foundational model. And then I go ahead and select which of these models I want to test with. I use the Azure OpenAI one, but you can see there are others. So you select Azure OpenAI, and then here you perform your next deployment and so on. This means you deploy this and specify how many hours you want it running, whether you want it running all the time, etc., etc. That's what I did here. This is documented. The intention of this video is for you to see the key points where you might sometimes get lost. But here, you can already see that I have a model deployed. And this deployed model is listening on an API. This AP here is what I will later use to enable integration from SAP Build Process Automation. Alright, so the video is short because the idea is really to see what is needed and how to enable these services. I'm not going into the step-by-step details because if you're already gaining the knowledge or you already have it, you could do it without needing the step-by-step process. But what I've shown so far is quite simple. Then we need to talk about Business One. What do we need from Business One? Well, we need from Business One availability to connect to the service layer. In this case, I have my digital certificate, which I highly recommend. I could also run my tests without the digital certificate using the self-signed certificate configured with Business One when you install the service layer. But it is advisable to have our certificate so that when we go live, we don't encounter any issues with this. Agreed? So now over here, someone says, let's see, close and polish. Yes, absolutely, William, close and polish. And Jonathan also says, I love it. Amazing, Jonathan. That's great. So as you can see, we've already resolved two issues regarding what is needed for SAP Business AI, what is needed from SAP Business One, and now let's see what is needed from Build Process Automation. For Build Process Automation, what we need is to have the service already active. See it here. I already have it set up with the free plan. I can also use it without spending a single dollar. So, in the free tier, I will be able to use SAP Build Process Automation. And once I am in SAP Build Process Automation, I can create a project like this one I have here, which is called SAP Business AI, which is this project right here. And in these 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, and 4, I have prepared an exercise. Here, what I do is simply connect to the service that generates the token for me, because these services require a token to connect to the API. So, step number 1, I have the code here. This is pure JavaScript. Using a custom script, I simply make the invocation to the token URL, which with the credentials I need to provide will return a token. That token, this is step 1, prepare the request. Step 2, execute the call to the API. And then in step 3, obtain and pass. From step 2, the token that I obtained is passed to the next code, which is the one that will actually make the request to the artificial intelligence. For example, notice that here the question is, you are SAP. And obviously, I could personalize that question with a prompt for whatever I want or need. For example, I could ask, what do you think? I don't know. What do you think about spring? Or what do you think? Remember that test direct was like this is that. The prompt will depend on what we want the artificial intelligence to respond to us. And well, here, notice how I construct the JSON. In this case, I build the code. This is JavaScript. And here is how I pass the input parameter of the token that I obtained in the previous step. And then with this, it makes the request. So let's see it. Let's test it here so you can see it. And as you can see, in a short video, we'll be able to have there a brief step-by-step guide explaining what I need to use SAP Business AI, SAP Business One, and SAP Build Process Automation to conduct an integration test that will be useful for any innovation project. Why? Because I will be able to consume these services from SAP Business AI and thus be able to work on it in any project that I am developing. So obviously, this requires, let's say, a whole set of knowledge around it, but the video aims to guide people who already have knowledge, who already work with this, and who just need the tip on how to make the integration. If I see the question, the answer that the artificial intelligence might have provided me here, the response was, as an AI, I don't have personal opinions. However, spring is a season that many people enjoy for its mild weather, blooming flowers, and the sense of renewal and rejuvenation it brings. So what we are seeing here is step number 1. As I mentioned, we need to have it configured. We need to enable SAP AI Launchpad, the free tier. Here, you don't pay anything to use it. Then, you also need to activate or enable SAP AI Core. This indeed has to be on the extended plan. This charges per capacity unit. It charges me 0.5. In fact, I will show you here up to date. See, I've been using it all November. And right now, you will see what the estimation of what I will pay for this. Here you can see it, 53 cents of a euro. I really consider it a very low cost to be able to use a technology exclusive, such as Business AI in this case. So we shouldn't be afraid of that. I think However, I do want to make a disclaimer that this is what's happening to me. It doesn't mean it will happen to you. Each person should do this and use it at their own responsibility. Okay, so once you have SAP AI Launchpad enabled, the extended service plan, notice that it says extended here, and this file that's generated here, I generate it here and then copy it. And that's how I'll be able to access this service. I will incorporate that over here where it says workspaces. Here you can see I have this one that says, actually I can delete it if I want to. I will delete it for you if you'd like. Here I say delete, and then, well, it will say add. And remember that here I put whatever name I want. And with this, I upload the file in question. Let's go ahead and do it if you want. Let's show it so you're clear. Notice that what I do is download the file because this is the one that has the credentials needed to perform this test. I do this, then while here I say, okay, let's call this AI. It could be named Gen AI. And then here, I upload the specific file I just downloaded, and you see how it automatically fills in everything else, and click create. Then once I have it ready, I move on to ML operations, and this is where I can, for example, choose to create, etc., etc. So as you can see, it's quite a simple process. And I believe with this, we would have the main foundation. Then, access to the service layer, which I already mentioned, can be without the digital certificate. Let's say it can be with a self-signed certificate, yes, but I recommend that it be a digital certificate issued by a certification authority. Then, what we need to enable is SAP Build Process Automation, which we can also use in the free tier. Accordingly, here we can use, I'm actually going to delete the service key so it doesn't get hacked. But anyway, in this sub account, I have my SAP Build Process Automation service enabled. And with the SAP Build Process Automation service in the free tier, which I use for testing, I will then be able to access the SAP Build Lobby and create my project with these 4 steps, or if you want to do it in 1 step and you already know how. Because soon you can convert the connection to the API of Business AI, into a destination. And then maybe what it does is that it consumes 1 single step instead of 4 steps that I am doing here, only 2. But the important thing is that I am showing you how, from SAP Business Automation, I can make the call to that API first to obtain the token, and then to make the query. If I convert the configuration into a destination, which I can show in another video later, then I could simply make a call through a destination where it would already handle generating the token. And then all I would need to do is the connection to the API to ask it or to pass the data I need analyzed and for it to respond. So with this, I've briefly shown in a short video how we can create an integration among the 3 technologies I need to enable SAP Business AI. You need SAP Launchpad, actually called SAP AI Launchpad, and SAP AI Core. What do I need to enable SAP Business One? You need the service layer, access to the service layer, of course. And what do I need to enable SAP Build Process Automation? I already showed you. You need a sub-account with the service plan, which can be on the free tier if you like. Obviously, we all want to use the free tier to avoid incurring any costs while we test, learn, and create demos. And lastly, how to integrate SAP Business AI with SAP Business One and SAP Build Process Automation. Obviously, I didn't go into detail here. But after these 2 steps, obviously, I could make a request for some information in Business One and pass it along, or in this case, pass the response from SAP Business AI to Business One, etc., etc. I mean, that's already in my video. in my videos, you'll find many references, many explanations about how I consume and how I connect to Business One from right here. So it's not necessary right now. For the purpose of the video, I want to share with the community. So obviously from here, either before or after, I can connect to Business One, obtain some data, and pass it on. This is secure. That's an important point. This is secure. I am consuming an internal API. I am consuming a private API within a service of SAP Business Technology Platform, known as SAP Business AI within SAP AI Launchpad, and SAP iCore. So we don't need to worry because we are working with, in this case, a service of large language models that are private. All right. So with this, we could wrap up the video for you. I don't know if you have any questions, but if you do, feel free to go ahead and ask. I could read them here to see if you have any questions. If you have any questions, because the idea is to make a short video that can be translated and shared with the community. Hello, Eli, although both. Okay, Rafael. Thank you, Jonathan. Also, thanks to everyone. Don't forget, if you like this video, please give it a like. Comment on it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I can answer them later through the same chat. Well, I hope this video helps the entire SAP Business One community to integrate with these three services and of course create any number of innovative solutions. So take care and I hope you have a great week.